Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north, more specifically Chicago, Illinois. Very chilly day here. I wore too small of a jacket. But anyways, we are in front of the Field Museum, one of my favorite natural history museums, one of the largest natural history museums in the country. It actually started in the 1893 Columbian exhibition, also known as the Chicago World's Fair, the one with H.H. Holmes. Part of the exposition actually turned into a permanent exhibit here that is maintained at the Field Museum. They originally built they originally had the museum in one of the original buildings from the Chicago World's Fair Columbian Exposition, but they moved it over here to this location, I think in the 1940s maybe. It's a great museum. They have rotating exhibits, and it's been years. I think it's been about 4 years since I've stopped by and checked out what they have at the Field Museum. So I think it's time to step back inside. So please follow me. Now, I was momentarily worried when I stepped here into the main hallway. Now they have Maximo the Titanosaurus right here, but we're missing Sue. Sue, the most famous, most complete skeleton of a T-Rex, used to sit right there, and it's gone. But I did look it up on my phone as I started to panic. Apparently they've moved Sue. She's no longer here in the front lobby. They have her somewhere else in the museum. So we will see Sue at some point today. Oh, look, they have a T-Rex skull they've rolled out here. This is not Sue, this is Norm the T-Rex right there. Another iconic scene here at the Field Museum is these fighting elephants. Apparently these were two of the first elephants ever taxidermied. They were taxidermied by Carl Akeley, the father of modern taxidermy. Here we have a Mulderama of Maximo the Titanosaurus. Let's get us a Maximo made. Oh, beautiful. Down the hatch. There we go. Beautiful dinosaur. Oh, it's hot. You gotta hold it upside down. All right, so let's check out one of the new temporary exhibits. We have the machine inside biomechanics. Let's check this out. So it appears this exhibit is about the kind of architectural and design elements of living creatures, why they're built, and the durability that their shape allows them. So the horseshoe crab there. It's a very spooky human skull right there. This talks about how science borrowed from the burr, the little thing that sticks to your pants while you're hiking and super annoying. Science reverse engineered the burr to create Velcro. It says here that a spider's legs are actually controlled by fluid. Their body pumps fluid into their legs to make their legs move, so their legs are almost like hydraulics. So here's an interactive exhibit where you try to pump blood through a giraffe. I guess you gotta pump blood from its heart all the way to its head. Every part of its body needs blood. So you pump the heart here. You can see the blood pressure there going up. Get that blood all the way up to the big giraffe head. You see right there an actual giraffe heart. This exhibit here shows how deer hold heat in their body. This is a deer in a colder climate. It's a larger deer. All these heat storing muscles. When we look at the little Florida deer over here, it's a smaller deer and has fewer heat holding muscles. This here shows where your body loses heat. It says the yellow is where the heat escapes from your body. And oh, look at that, look at my mouth when I talk. You can see the heat coming through my mask. That's kind of cool. See, I'm losing heat wherever my skin is. I guess my jacket helps keep the heat inside. Yeah, look at that mask. Here's a grip tester. It talks about how a chimp has a much stronger grip than a man. You know, chimps are very frightening with their incredible strength and their massive teeth. See, there's a chimp's hand. It's really not any bigger than my hand, but we're gonna test my my strength here. So I'm gonna squeeze. I got about 10 psi. Oh, so I have the grip strength of, oh my gosh, of an 11-year-old. I'm not even as strong as an adult human. Way less stronger than a chimpanzee though. Oh my gosh. 50 psi compared to my 10. So a chimp is 5 times as strong as me. Another reminder, never fight a chimp. Oh, there's a replica of Sue's skull. Sue the T-Rex. We'll see her real skull here, hopefully, before too long. Here are hard biters. These are animals that can bite with immense strength. You got a crocodile, a piranha, a parrot. I've actually been bit by a parrot. It really, really hurts. And a hyena and a human. A human has 200 psi. So not that much. Crocodile has 29,000 compared to a human's 200. Now this is really fascinating. Did not know this. This is in 1947, a logger and inventor created the modern chainsaw chain, and apparently the blades on a chainsaw are modeled after the teeth of a beetle that could chew through wood. So he took the beetle teeth that could chew through wood and modeled the chainsaw blade after it. Floating up above our head, we have a big old marlin up there. It says the marlin can swim up to 60 miles per hour, which is pretty fast for a fish. Some robotic swimming machines. It says 4 paddles on it based after 4 finned animals like sea turtle or the Loch Ness Monster. Then we have a robotic manta ray that can swim. That's kind of cool. Of course, when you talk about animals that are maximized for efficiency, you have to talk about the cheetah, the fastest 4-legged animal. And yeah, this is Mabel. It's a robot designed to run like a person. Of course, she'll use her legs to run and chase you once the machines take control. And then we have a gorilla Mulderama here. Now that's interesting, gorilla there. He's really tiny. I don't know if I have one that's that small. The more standard one, he has his hand up in the air and he's a little bigger. But let's make us a Field Museum gorilla. Oh yeah, a little tiny gorilla. Arr. And here is the other temporary exhibit, Wild Color. Alright, looks like there's different rooms for each color. First, I guess we're heading into the red room. Some red animals in here. The red river hog, as well as a red squirrel. And my favorite red animal, the red panda. From there we head into the orange room. Some monarch butterflies, a flying squirrel, and a tamarin. Into the yellow room. insects here in the yellow room. And all these different bees. Not the bees. No, not the bees. And here's one of the plant kingdom's favorite colors, green. Oh, look at all these green leaves. Entering the blue room, you see the icy mountains here. I think blue is one of the more rare colors in nature. You can see that blue parrotfish right there. Little tiny octopus with blue spots. We have another big marlin hanging above us, showing us how blue he really is. Oh, now things are getting crazy. So we head into the purple room. Now we see things mostly like rocks and grapes, but there's a purple squirrel, which is pretty insane.
It looks pretty.
Moved into the ultraviolet section. See the scorpion there. We hit the button. Oh, black-light scorpion, that's awesome. Into the black section here. See that panther skin right there. The white section, we see this white owl and this white bat. And then black and white together, we see on the skunks here and this big porcupine. And then here are things that are just insane with color. You can see the bird back there, this queen angelfish, which is just crazy with colors, Indian corn. Here's some color mutants, animals that have mutations that cause them to be oddly colored. And look at that! We got the albino possum there. Cute little guy, as well as the albino squirrel. And then look at this butterfly here, which is kind of a half and half coloration. Such a colorful and beautiful pile of dead animals there. Section over here is called What is an Animal? I thought I knew, but now I'm not so certain. Let's go find out. Well, this section's really cool here with the taxidermy, the giant squid hanging over our heads. Which one of these is an animal? I don't know, let's try to figure out which one of these is an animal. That's clearly a coconut. And a coconut's not an animal, so whatever that is, that's an animal. Let's see. This is an animal. It's a long spined sea biscuit. Sea biscuit. She needs some sea gravy to go with it. This says that 420 million years ago, that Chicago was actually a coral reef, as demonstrated by the Sears Tower sprouting from this piece of coral. See a wide variety of different animals. In this case, there's the sea turtle there, big old lion right there. Wow, look at that big tarpon. Look at this wonderful mosaic of animals here, different sea creatures and insects. Big eel right there. Above us there's a massive octopus hanging from the ceiling. I used to love these kind of taxidermy exhibits when I was a kid, the ones that have the different levels. You see the animals above the water here, then you can look below the water line, see the water animals like the turtle and the crayfish there. You can look down under the dirt and see the tunnels being dug. Oh, look at that big worm. You can be a barnacle. You know, this is like a version of the head behind the whole photo op. But yeah, you can actually be a barnacle. Oh, look at this big, giant fish there. Oh, there's a tiny little owl behind this fish. Oh, there's some really freaky looking fish. That's a long-snouted chimera and a rat fish. And then in this same case with these strange, freaky fish, we have this eternal question. Why? Producing young, there's two beetles making babies, and here's how animals are so sexful. Oh wow, that is great. In the parenting section, we have a mother here that I certainly would not want to mess with. Yeah, I'm not trying to get those eggs. I remember reading about this when I was a kid. This is some interesting behavior. These are the Hornbills, and apparently the mother stays inside with the babies, and the father actually imprisons her, seals her inside, so only her beak can sit out. So she's in there taking care of the baby, while the father flies around and brings food back, which he hands off to the mom. Hopefully nothing happens to him. Hopefully he doesn't get attacked or killed while he's gone, because mom and the baby are trapped in there. It seems to be some sort of, that's a fire hazard. Here's a display on long tongues. The chameleon there firing out that super long tongue. But what freaks me out is this moth that has this creepy long tongue. Imagine the moth flying into your window at night and sticking that long tongue in your ear. And one thing moths are good at is confusing attackers. Let's see, pull this knob to see how this moth startles its attackers. So we pull the knob. Oh no, eyes! Some animal armor, from the box turtle to the 9-banded armadillo, also known as the tactical possum. This is an animal group known as Choroidata. It says that it's animals with a single nerve cord running down their back. And it's a wide variety. You have sharks, narwhals, and humans, represented by a bell toy from Beauty and the Beast. Oh look, it's the wall of worms. And all those different slimy little guys. Now the Field Museum has probably one of the largest collections of taxidermy of any museum in the world. Oh yeah, look at that mean old tiger face there. This case here full of fearsome animals, from the savage baboon to the brutal, unrelenting honey badger, and the horse. Sometimes when I'm looking at the taxidermied animals together, I like to think of stories about them. Think about the adventures that a pig-tailed macaque, a hog badger, and a warty pig would have together. I have this theory that animals are scarier with their skin off. I mean, look at that. What even is that? Oh, look at those three big fuzzy bears. Look at these crazy long-necked deer. They're called Grezenooks. This beastly alligator there. Now these aren't actual taxidermy. These are oversized replicas of tadpoles. And man, they are pretty scary looking. Oh my gosh, look at this one, has like a mouth like the Demigorgon. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's one growing little legs like a froggy. Now these are some actual sized salamanders. And look at that, this is the largest salamander in existence, known as the giant salamander. Look at that, look at how big he is compared to my hand. Oh my gosh. Some different crocodilians. And look how vicious that caiman looks. Oh my gosh. Hey you penguins, watch out for this crocodile. Oh, big old mean Komodo dragon. Well, we see the ultimate gang warfare here. Rhinoceroses versus zebras versus giraffes. Who will win this ultimate conflict? According to the sign, these are Somalian wild asses. And this is one of my favorite exhibits here at the Field Museum. The Lions of Savo. These are also known as the Savo man-eaters. These are two lions that traveled up and down a railroad just killing hundreds and hundreds of people. The notorious lions, they were feared by the locals, and eventually they were killed and turned into rugs, and then later stuffed and put here at the Field Museum. They actually made a movie about these lions called The Ghost and the Darkness, about killer lions, of course. Some more vicious baboons. That guy there, he looks like he's the king of baboons. I take it back. I think that is the king of baboons right there. Why are there so many baboons in this museum? Oh my gosh, just look at those baboon teeth there. Giant teeth. Oh my gosh. Look at him. It says, who is the most unusual primate? I vote for gorillas. Oh, I'm the most unusual primate. And here we have a human skeleton. I hope someday I can be the only human skeleton in the monkey exhibit at a museum. It's the different rodents here. We have a trash can. Oh, look at that. There's a little rat down there eating trash. Eating a little garbage snack. There's various marsupials, including the adorable koala there. But, oh, down there, there's our boy. It's the little possum, the only marsupial in North America. I love celebrity taxidermy, like the Savo man-eaters we saw back here, but here we have some more. We have Sue Lin, the first panda that was ever on display in America. Sue Lin lived at the Brookfield Zoo here in Chicago way back in the 1930s. They actually tried to breed Sue Lin. They brought in a male panda, and apparently they couldn't get them to breed. They just started fighting with each other. And then when Sue Lin died, the autopsy revealed something shocking. Sue Lin was a man, and that's why he couldn't have babies with another man. Here's Carnivoran's dog relatives, and it's a bunch of bears. Apparently I didn't realize that bears were related to dogs, but it does make sense. He looks like a good boy. He looks like a good boy. Apparently seals and sea lions are also related to dogs. But here we have the cat relatives. Not a lot of surprises here. They're all very cat-like. Actually, look over here, and this is something that surprised me once upon a time when I learned it, that the hyenas actually are related to cats. I always thought they were a dog relative, but they are a cat relative. And look at this. Those adorable little baby lions. Well, that may be the biggest old bear I've ever seen. Oh, spotted another possum. Well, that guy looks fluffy. All right, time to head upstairs. Up here on the second floor, we can get a closer look at Maximo's head, Maximo the Titanosaurus, and then look down there at the battling elephants. Now this is an interesting exhibit, looking at ourselves, rethinking the sculptures of Malvina Hoffman. Apparently these sculptures were made in 1933 for an exhibit here at this museum about the different races of humans. And so I guess there's some controversial aspects to them, but they put them on display here. And I think that's good. I think it's good to not bury things, but maybe to look at them and reevaluate them and think of them differently. Yeah, here's the different races that were on display. A man from Samoa, a woman from Ethiopia, there's a man from France. Oh, this is something right here. This is a bust of Otta Benga, and I've heard his story before. He was brought over to America from Africa, and he was put in a zoo. He was displayed in a zoo alongside apes. And yeah, that's really, really racist. And he just had a really sad life. Eventually, the local black preachers were able to get him out of the zoo because it was so racist. And he actually had a very sad life, ended up killing himself. Dang, yeah, sad life. Otta Benga. They don't even, it's interesting, I recognize this, they don't even have the story here. But yeah, I just knew who Otta Benga was from reading about him. It's a Hawaiian man here depicted surfboarding. Don't fight in the comment section, but just leave your thoughts. Racist or not racist? One of my favorite fish here, the Celocanth, thought to be extinct, but then found alive off the coast of South Africa. There's the massive Quetzalcoatlus, almost a giant pterodactyl type dinosaur. And here we have a Mulderama of the Quetzalcoatlus. Oh, there it is. Oh. There we go. Oh, nice. Let's take him over and compare him to the big one there. Now we're going to enter the evolving planet, which is the home of Sue, the T-Rex. Here we have the first animals. These weird little discs that hovered around the bottom of the ocean. 375 million years ago, the water animals decided, enough of this. We're taking it to the land. Talk more about how Chicago sits on an ancient reef. You get a look at what Chicago used to look like back in the day. Oh, watch out for that giant creepy bug right there. And you see how these early animals start looking a little bit more like dinosaurs. Now we start going full dino. So mammals start to look mammally. There is the Morganicodon. This tiny little animal. This is actually related to the possum. So the possums were actually one of the first mammals to show up on the earth. See all these crazy dinosaur bones in here. Hey, Mr. Stegosaurus, have you seen Sue? I was kind of looking for Sue the T-Rex. This here is not Sue. This is not even a T-Rex. This is a Hartosaur. This is a Parasaurolophus, and you can help it make noises. I guess pump this and it makes its noises with its crown there. Okay, Sue is down this hallway, but before we visit Sue, let's get a Mulderama of Sue. Alright, let's make us a red Sue Mulderama. Made us a little Sue. Now Sue is the largest and most complete T-Rex skeleton ever recovered. And there is her skull in this box. Apparently they made a model of her skull because this was too heavy to put on top of the other bones. See, her face is kind of lopsided. I don't know if that was just from laying in the mud for millions of years or if she really had a snarly looking face when she was alive.
By eating infected
looks like they now have projections on Sue that just show different things about the skeleton. Well, apparently she had a jaw infection. She couldn't eat and
Millions
she
of years
starved.
after Sue's death, everything highlighted here is real fossilized bone.
Okay, so that's the real bone right there. They just
We also
mainly the
have
head is
Sue's real
switched out.
skull. It is studied, but we don't know everything. There are still some big questions out there. Was Sue male or female? What were those tiny arms used for? Did T-Rex have feathers? Did they hunt in packs or alone?
Oh, that was cool. The shadow there. When I was a kid, they always had T-Rexes looking like this, standing up on their back legs, with their tail dragging on the ground. But I guess they've learned new things since I was a child, and now T-Rexes are positioned like this, where they're like leaning forward with their tail out straight, used for balance. Oh, here's a replica of Sue's arm. Look how short that is. It's pretty much the same size as my arm. It does have these sharp talons. Here's some early humans. This is Lucy. Her skeleton was discovered in 1974. It was a major breakthrough. And this is Salam. Apparently he was discovered in 2000. So some very important pieces of human history right there. This is what Lucy actually looks like. This is a replica of the skeleton that was found. Another early human, Homo ergaster. There's a skeleton right there. Oh, here's my boy. This is the Neanderthal. When I took my 23andMe DNA test, I had an incredibly large amount of Neanderthal DNA in me. So there's the Neanderthal skeleton, and that's what a Neanderthal would have looked like. It's a different type of human. You guys think that I look like a Neanderthal? We see some human remains that were 15,000 years old, and then they created this bust based on that skeleton. And one of my favorite prehistoric mammals, the Megatherium, the giant land sloth. It's the animals being buried in the tar there, much like the La Brea tar pits out in California. Oh, here's some tar right there. We can see how hard it is to pull out of the tar. Oh, that's some thick tar there. Talking about extinction, says scientists estimate we've lost 30,000 species in the last year. That's almost unfathomable, saying it's because that we haven't identified the majority of species on this planet. And unfortunately, there's been 32 species gone extinct just since 8 o'clock this morning. That's really depressing. Oh, hey there, Sue. What are you doing? Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom. Me like eat triceratops. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. Okay, I'll put that back. All right, we'll head downstairs and check out the bottom floor. I always thought this was interesting here. It's almost like a little cafeteria area, but they have these aquatic Arctic animals here. Oh yeah, you can see these manatees floating around. These giant, massive seals. Now upstairs they have the man-eaters of Savo, but down here we have the man-eater of Mafuwe. This is another man-eating lion. He ate 6 people. It said after he ate his 6th victim, he walked out of their house carrying a bag of laundry, and this convinced the locals that he was either a demon or a sorcerer. Heading into the ancient Egyptian section, the Field Museum has one of the largest collections of mummies in the world. Oh, wow. So with all these mummies, it almost feels like there's no way this building is not cursed. Wonder if all the exhibits come to life at night because of the mummy's curse. See Sue the T-Rex running down the hallways. The Savo man-eaters out on the prowl. Ooh, got a little dried up child mummy there. is actually fairly overwhelming. How do they have so many mummies? Oh, look at that tiny little mummy. Next up, we're heading into the Underground Adventure. I think this is an insect-themed attraction. All right, we are shrinking now, entering the shrink chamber.
Shrinking is almost complete.
So we are now shrunken and underground. You can see the roots coming through the wall. And to gauge how small we are, you can look at this giant penny there. This is how small I am, that my hand is only the size of Lincoln's nose on a penny. Oh, look at that larva right there. Big creepy larva. We have a giant earthworm digging through the ground. All these little tiny mites and tiny bugs. Oh, it's a big old snail shell. That's some sort of plant bulb right there. Okay, this is a replication of a spoonful of soil. It says it has about 1 billion bacteria and protozoa in it, 300 worms, 15 springtails, 20 mites, and 1 pseudoscorpion. Yeah, look at all these creepy roots. There's a pine cone just filled with dirty little bugs. Oh, watch out. This bug here is coming out of the ground. He's moving. He's wiggling around. A little bit. Oh, there he goes. There's a giant earwig mother protecting her little baby earwigs that she laid in your eardrum. Oh no, watch out. Look at this giant crayfish here moving around. What's he doing? Where's he going? Oh no. Giant spider there. Twitching his leg out. That's eating a little grub there. I love this display here. Almost like the Victorian museum setup here. With all the different animals behind glass. See the monkey up there with the owl. There's another T-Rex skull. We know that's not Sue because we saw Sue already. This is Bushman. He was a gorilla born in the 1920s in Africa and was brought over here to Chicago, where he lived at the Lincoln Park Zoo until he passed away in 1951, where he was taxidermied and put on display here at the Field Museum. Some other displays here on the wall. A few more pieces of taxidermy. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So thank you for joining me here at the Field Museum. It is, I forget just how large and how much stuff is in there. I did not show you everything. There was a few exhibits that I skipped over for time's sake. This is probably more than a day's trip. Or get here at like 8 o'clock at rope drop to be able to see everything. But yeah, I definitely love stopping by the Field Museum. Especially love saying hi to some of my favorite taxidermied animals there. The Savo man-eaters, Sulin, the panda, and oh, don't forget the man-eater of Muay down in the basement. But anyways, thank you for coming along. If you like these videos, consider subscribing. I'll let you know when new videos come out. I've been traveling around the United States, filming roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun, random stuff. Also, if you'd like to help contribute to this channel, consider contributing to the Patreon page. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me. And also we have some enamel pins in the Etsy shop. All that information is in the description of this video. And all that just helps keep this train on the tracks, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.